Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited for today's video because today I am going to be testing out the new latest release from Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Reina del Caribe Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. So if you've been watching some of my videos from the past, you know that the Volume 1 palette, this guy right here, has been one of my favorite palettes since I first got it in a BoxyCharm this past summer. This is a beautiful warm tone palette. I love these mattes, they blend so well, and these shimmers are some of my absolute favorite formulas for a shimmer shade. I love this palette so much it actually made it into my annual favorites. So when I heard that Alamar was coming out with its sister, the Volume 2 palette, I knew I had to pick it up. I was so excited. So this, of course, is the Volume 2 palette from Alamar. It retails for $28, the same price as its older sister, and I am really excited. So I obviously have already been playing with this, dipping in, testing out these shadows. So if you would like to hear my thoughts about the Alamar Volume 2 Reina del Caribe palette, then keep on watching because we're getting started right now. Well, I am zoomed in a little bit, ready to do my eye look. I've already went ahead and primed my lids using my go-to MAC Pro Longwear paint pot. I use the color Soft Ochre. And yeah, I'm ready to just dive into it. I hit myself in the face. I am so excited to get my hands on this and actually start playing with it. I think the colors in here are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, look at those. Like, it's a really unique color story, and after swatching these really quickly, like, I am so excited for them. One change is that the palette now has a mirror. The original Volume 1 Reina del Caribe palette did not have a mirror, so it's kind of exciting to see that this one does have a mirror. And in addition to picking up this palette, I did also pick up the new brush set. So this is the Ojitos Volume 2 Brush Trio. It retails for $18 and it comes with 3 brushes similar to the original, which I do have here. So this is the original set that I actually got in a BoxyCharm, and then this is the new set. So I have to say, just comparing the two, the new brushes feel a lot heavier. The actual brush handles themselves is a lot thicker, and so it just kind of feels a little more substantial in the hand than these guys. These feels very thin. I mean, the blending brush, no, even the blending brush itself is still thinner than these new brushes. I love that there was a blending brush in the original Volume 1 Ojitos Brush Trio. I just felt like the bristles were a little bit too loose. So reading about the new brushes, they actually said that they made the blending brush a lot more densely packed, and so just feeling it really quickly, it feels a lot more substantial. There's a lot more bristles. So I'm excited to try this new blending brush, and then there's also a flat blending brush, which is very similar to my favorite M433 brush, so I'm really excited to kind of work things into the outer crease with this brush. So I'm going to try to use all of the Alamar brushes since I now have all 6 of the brushes that the brand makes, and then yeah, let's just dive into it and get started playing with this guy. So looking at the palette up here, there's a lot that I want to do, especially with those shimmers. Those shimmers are beautiful and they're calling my name. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and start with taking the large pointed blending brush, and I'm going to go into Mambo. Mama loves Mambo. And I'm just going to start by tap off the excess, and I'm going to put this in my crease to kind of just start building up some color. Oh, that's nice. This is blending out really nicely. I like this yellow color. Like, Mambo is a really beautiful, vibrant yellow. There's a lot of pigmentation that I'm getting. I was worried because it didn't swatch the greatest. Also, this brush, it still just feels a little too flimsy for me. I prefer a little bit more of a stiff blending brush, and this is also synthetic. I don't love synthetic blending brushes. I really prefer natural eye blending brushes, so think maybe that's part of the issue I'm having with it, but it is working and it is getting the color down pretty nicely. So I like that. I think it actually built up the color really nicely in the crease. I love the vibrancy of this yellow. It's a little bit of an orangey yellow, like it feels almost slightly mustard, but I really, really enjoy it. So I'm now going to go ahead and take the volume 1 blending brush and go into the shade Flamingo, and also just pop this in the crease, keeping it lower than where I initially placed Mambo. So I'm really just tucking the shadow into the crease and wiggling the brush back and forth to really get the color placement exactly where I want it. So I am really loving the fade that's happening between this yellow and this pink. It's kind of creating a little bit of a darker orange right there in the crease, which I think is really, really beautiful. These, of course, are blending as I expected wonderfully, very, very nice, and I think the color payoff is really, really nice as well. So I'm now going to take the more flat blending brush from the Volume 2 brush set, and I'm going to go into a Damas, this dark brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to start working that color into the outer edge of my eye. Ooh, that is a very, very pigmented dark brown. I like the shape of this brush generally, but it does feel maybe just a little bit wide for this like detail work. Just gonna have to go very carefully with where I place this dark brown. So I really love how this is looking so far. So I think I'm gonna go in with one of the shimmer shades next. I can't decide which one. To be completely honest, I can't decide which one. They all look so pretty. I don't know. So here's Rumbera, which is really beautiful purple. Here's Mojito, which is gorgeous green, or Tumbao, which I feel like this would probably be the safe choice, but it's so beautiful. And that would just be like a gorgeous everyday eye. Like, wow, but this purple, oh, that purple is everything. But the green is really different. Like that copper is beautiful, and I love purple. But I often do a lot of purple, and I love that copper. The copper is a safe choice, I think. The copper is definitely a safe choice. So I'm gonna actually go with a Mojito. I'm gonna do the green, and it's gonna be different and fun. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my Too Faced glitter glue. Okay, and then taking a clean finger, I'm gonna go into Mojito and just tap this on. Ooh, that's really pretty. So this is also one of the shades that can be applied wet. So I'm going to take the flat packing brush that was in the original brush set, and I'm going to pack on some of that Mojito color, spray it. So that is both eyes done. I really, really like that. I kind of I want to do just a little bit more. I want to keep playing. So I am actually going to take this purple Rumbera shade as well. Because, yeah, more is more, and why not? And I'm just going to tap this on kind of the outer edge on top of the Mojito shade. No, that is doing something. I like it. And now I'm going to take the blending brush and some of this brown Damas shade and use that to blend the edges all together. And then going back with the packing brush and a little bit of Mojito, just going to drag this into the purple just to make sure that it's blended and there's not like a really harsh line. So I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and clean up the edges. All right, so that's what I've got going on so far. I actually really like it. I think it looks pretty good. So let me go finish up the rest of my face so I can come back and do the lower lash line. While I'm doing that, let's go ahead and hop into some swatches and take a closer look at the Reina del Caribe Volume 2 palette. The Reina del Caribe Volume 2 palette features 8 highly opaque shades inspired by the immersive tropical nightlife of the Caribbean. Dive into the pigments and pearls found in the intense metallics, or ground your look with the warm richness of the creamy mattes. In the palette, we have the shades Azucar, an intense blue-based silver, Tumbao, a true bronze with multicolor reflex, Rumbera, a red-based true purple, Mojito, a vivid green with blue and gold reflex, Mambo, bright cool-toned yellow, Flamingo, bright coral, Damas, deep plum, y Caballeros, a true deep black. Okay, I'm back. I finished up the rest of my face, so let's keep going to finish up this eye look. So, I'm now going to take this pencil brush. No, I'm going to go back with this blending brush, and I'm going to take Flamingo, and I'm going to buff this underneath my lower lash line. I'm now going to take the brush that I used with this dark brown shade Damas and blend out the pink, but without really adding a lot of extra color. I just want to take down a little bit of that pink. I don't want it to be quite so bright under the eyes. Finally, I'm taking this pointed pencil brush and I'm going into the purple shade Rumbera, and I'm just picking up this color on the tip of the pencil brush, and then I'm going to just smoke this along the lower lash line as well. Finally, I'm going to use the last matte shade in this palette, this dark Caballeros shade, and I'm going to take this on the flat definer brush from the Ojitos Volume 1, and I'm going to use this black as a liner by just stamping this along the lash line. I said finally before with the eyeliner, but I actually do have one more step. I want to use this Azucar shade, this like really kind of bluish silver, and I'm going to use that to highlight on my inner corner. Oh, that's a lot more blue than I thought it would be. Wow, can you see that? Okay, so I'm just gonna dab this on really lightly. Ooh, I'm gonna drag this under the lower lash line a little bit, just in this inner corner. So in the pan, it looks kind of silver-ish with like a little blue tint, but on the eye, that is like straight up blue. Wow, okay. I'm gonna take a clean blending brush and just kind of diffuse this a little bit. Like it's a lot more intense than I thought it would be. I mean, it's not bad, I wasn't expecting it. Okay, wow. So this ended up being a lot more colorful than I thought it would be, but I think it's kind of cool and I like it. So I'm gonna quickly just put on some mascara and I will zoom out and give you my final thoughts on everything. Okay, so this is the finished eye look that I was able to do using the new Reina del Caribe Volume 2 palette. So I was really excited to get my hands on this palette because of how much I loved the Volume 1 palette. So this is the Volume 1 Reina del Caribe. I loved it because I loved all of these like beautiful warm tone shades, and then these shimmers were just like nothing I had ever tried up to this point. Like they're so creamy and intense and beautiful. So I had high hopes for Volume 2. Oops. I really had high hopes of Volume 2 just because I expected so much from Volume 1. I mean, it made it in my yearly annual favorites, so I really was like, this palette is that good. So I have to say I was not disappointed with Volume 2. I love the packaging. I love how this time around they were able to add a mirror, which is really helpful when you're doing your makeup to have a mirror built in. And I just think these shades are so unique and so beautiful, and I love these foiled shades. They are just to die for. So I didn't use this golden copper color. It's beautiful. I didn't do it today because I wanted to do something using the rest of like the more colorful, bright, vibrant shades in this palette, but I really think maybe a little bit of Mambo with Damas just in the crease, and then pop this all over the lid, that would be a beautiful, beautiful, really neutral eye look. And so I love that there is a lot of versatility with this palette, because you really can go super dark with adding this black. You can really smoke things out, do a really dark, intense smoky eye. There's lots of fun pops of colors with the flamenco color, mojito, rumbera. This azucar shade was so surprising. When I swatched it, I was like, oh yeah, that's like kind of a bluish silver. But when I actually put it on my eyes, it's so much more blue than I thought it was. I mean, and this is just, look at that. It's so intense. I mean, you cannot compete with these shimmers. They are so, so, so gorgeous. So this palette did not disappoint. Volume 2, just as good as Volume 1. It's just kind of a different vibe. I can't say enough about how much I love the formula from Alamar Cosmetics of both the mattes and the shimmers. Oh, I didn't really talk about the mattes. The mattes are also very good in here. They're very pigmented. I was worried about this Damas shade, this dark brown, because swatching it, it feels a little bit dry and almost slightly grainy when you swatch it compared to the other mattes, but I didn't notice any patchiness or anything when it came to using this dark brown shade. This one, the Mambo shade, it didn't swatch that well, but applying it on the eye, actually, no problems, worked just fine. So I actually really liked all of the mattes. So I talk about the shimmers because the shimmers are just like the wow factor of this palette, but I think what makes this palette so good and takes it to the next level is having these really, really, really good mattes in here to complement the amazing shimmers. Next time, I just want more. I just want more. 8 shades is not enough. I want a palette that has 12 shades, 15 shades. I just want more from Alamar, because like this was really, really great. So I have to say, Volume 2, it definitely lived up to the hype and the love that I felt for Volume 1. It's fantastic. I'm so happy to have added to my collection, and I know I'll be reaching for Volume 2 just as much as I have been reaching for Volume 1 over the last 6 months that I've had it. The other new products from this recent launch were the new brushes. So I have to say I am much more impressed with these brushes this time around. Not that I didn't like the original Volume 1 Ojitos brushes, and I feel like in general the 2 blending brushes were good. I am just not a fan of synthetic bristles. I prefer natural. I like something just a teeny bit more, I don't know, something that's just a little bit more firm in a blending brush. These just had a little bit of give to them. I mean, they are very, very soft on the eye, but it just, I just want something with a little bit more firmness when I was actually using these. But I still think they applied really well. I was able to do a full eye look using only these 6 brushes. Well, and this little guy. This is an M107-4, which I used for the inner corner highlight. And then I don't know what brush, some other brush to blend it out. But in general, I could do like a whole look using just these brushes, and I still felt like I had enough variety of the brushes. Of this new set, I think my favorite has to be this pointed blending brush. It was fantastic for smoking out the lower lash line, and I don't love the mascara that I'm using right now. This is the Lorac Royal Treatment Mascara. I just don't love the brush, and it's a little bit smeary. And so I kind of got a little bit of the mascara underneath my lower lash line. So I just used this and just kind of smoked it up, cleaned up the mascara like mishap. And I thought it worked really well. So out of this brush set, I think this brush was the best. But if you get this and for $18, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed in these brushes. They're not a must-have the way that the palettes are. Like these palettes are, they're amazing. The brushes are nice. They're not a bad price, but they're not you can live without these. I still think they're good though. So because I love both of these palettes so, so much, and I love all of you, my wonderful, wonderful subscribers, I cannot believe we just recently hit 100 subscribers on this channel, and I was just like, I know 100 doesn't sound like that much to a lot of people, but to me, I think it's really exciting, and because of that, I want to do something special for all of you guys. So I love these palettes, and I love all of you, so I picked up some. I have both the Reina del Caribe Volume 1 as well as the new Volume 2 palettes. So both of these palettes I will be giving away to 1 subscriber. All you have to do is be subscribed to this channel and like this video and leave a comment. All of the other details, if you want extra entries and all that fun stuff, that will all be down in the description bar all of the information that you need to learn how to enter the giveaway and to win these 2 palettes. Thank you for everyone who's watched one of my videos, who's liked a video, who's left a comment, who's subscribed. You are all amazing, and this is just my little way of saying thank you so much and to give back to everyone who has supported me throughout this journey. And if you are not yet subscribed and you want a chance to win these 2 amazing palettes, then now's your chance. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I upload. You'll be entered into this giveaway, and you will also be the first to know about any future giveaways, because there just might be more, so you definitely don't want to miss it. So be sure that you turn on all notifications and you'll be notified every single time that I upload a new video. I hope your day is fantastic. Thank you again for watching. I love you all. Bye!